And that there's something to learn from that. Like, if you're going to work hard, you need to be hydrated. You also need to eat well. Why eat well? Well, it helps you feel better, just like drinking more water. But for instance, Billy and I, Jared and I, Ortiz and I, if we want to build more muscle, build more weight, we need to eat more protein, right? Got to pay attention to what we're eating to build more muscle. But we also got to work out and do these different things. And then why build relationships? Well, my previous history teacher, one of my favorite quotes from him that I use all the time is, if you want to change others, you got to first change yourself. Meaning, if you want to build your relationships up, first you got to change yourself, because then those people will see the change in you and they'll be like, wow, what's going on in their life? What are they doing different? What did they change? And then they might get jealous, like, wow, they're super positive, super happy now, much more kind, much more less angry, much more forgiving. I want to be more like them. And then they start to change because they see that impact in your life. And why have integrity? Oh, speaking about integrity, there's something about compliance where there were multiple agents that were, and I'm not going to name any names, you know who you are. There were multiple agents saving people's information from the queue. You can keep people's names in queue on Prosper and then waiting till the first to sign them up and not giving that customer their phone. That is not okay. The customer has to be physically present, one, to run the application, but two, to also activate the device. That can get you flagged. That can get our whole office flagged, and that is a federal offense. If you do it 1 or 2 times, you might just get fired. But if you are caught doing this multiple times, that is a federal offense. You could spend time in prison for that. And even if you don't get caught, and if someone else in this office is doing it, everyone else here can get flagged, and then you get caught anyways. Do not do this. I don't want to name any names, but if you are doing that, don't do it anymore right now. Now is the time to stop that. You will get caught. Keeping people's names in queue, in the Prosper queue, and then running them on the first, and not giving that customer their phone. Do not do that. There's a way to do it. Don't worry about it. If Ralph didn't do it, you can tell. This is what I'm being told. I'm telling you what I'm being told. So, I'm just telling you what I've been told. So.
It definitely doesn't erase all this.
It does not erase.
Oh, it doesn't?
It does not.
Oh, if you don't.
It does not.
Oh, paying for our first.
But why have integrity? Well,
like that is like excess. Excess is right. It doesn't keep it out there so many hours.
like I said, I'm telling you what I'm being told. There is a way to do it. I don't know how. If you don't know how, keep it that way. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that there are some agents that figured out a way to do this, and then they're scamming customers, basically. You don't want to be that guy. I would tell customers all the time, like, I don't want to be that person. Here's your personal info packet. Here it is. It's deleted from the queue. All these different things. You want to show the customer that you're trustworthy, that you're professional. That way you're representing Headed Straight Up correctly. That's why you wear our gear, is to be professional. Not only for yourself, but for our company. But why have integrity? Well, you don't want a guilty conscience all day, just in the back of your head. Oh, you're not doing this. You're falling short on this. You didn't commit to that, or you said you wouldn't do that anymore, and then you go and do it. You don't want that guilty conscience. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. It's easy to try and please others and be the perfect person in the room when everybody's around you. But how are you when you're on your own? Are you doing things correctly? Are you living your life correctly? Are you holding on to those values of integrity? Are you going behind people's back? Are you almost going behind your own back? If you're not living with integrity, you're almost going behind your own back. Practice the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. There's so many different religions and things across the world that teach this, because we all know why. And then,
why?
Have you heard of karma?
Why?
Why is it important? Well, it's important to treat others how you want to be treated. So if I want to treat my brother correctly, or if I want to treat Brett correctly, and if I want them to treat me correctly, I got to show them first what's possible and what's good and what you need to set the example for that person. Like, this is how it's done, and they'll follow. But if you're showing them bad things, if you're being negative towards them or being angry towards them, they're going to reflect the same way. People can be very reflective about your character. Why learn? Well, we're constantly growing, we're constantly moving, the world is constantly changing. You can continue to learn. You can learn every day. Listen up, everybody. I see a lot of you on your phones. Why do you want to learn? Well, failure is not an option. Whenever a leader fails or loses, according to the world's terms, they're just learning. They made a mistake and then they think differently. They don't think, oh, I'm a failure because I messed up. No, a leader, which is who we all are in this room, is someone who's like, okay, I made a mistake. What could I do differently? What caused me to make that mistake? Was it my mental? Was it something I said? Was it the way I approached something? Sometimes you'll make a mistake even if it's not your fault. It was someone else's fault. But don't let that get into your head. Do not let that get into your head. Otherwise, you would make another mistake of letting that get to you. And why grow? I mean, why continue growing? Well, if you want to stay where you're at, then stay where you're at. But why grow? Well, it makes you feel better. It shows others what's possible. You want to set an example. Part of the LDP is accepting that hand up and then helping others up. That's what the LDP is really about. In order to move forward in this, you have to not only be able to help yourself, but help others. And ultimately, that's the LDP, is service to others. And that'll make you feel way better. The way you grow is by serving others better.